Good evening and welcome to Pagnian Imports Formula 4 Trophy. I'm JT and tonight is round 6 of the Pagnian Imports Formula 4 Trophy and sees us at Long Beach Street Circuit. So it's going to be some intense racing in the concrete jungle tonight. In our session for Long Beach, we've got 10 minutes of practice, 10 minutes of qualifying, and there's a 40-minute race. There is generated weather, time of day is morning, and the cars are capped at 47% fuel, meaning they're going to need to take 2 stops to be able to finish out the race. In our standings, after round 5, we have Sam Catacasinos having a strong lead on the championship, now pushing to 1,272 points. Mark Cochran following in P2 with 1,146, and Mick Clifton in P3 at 1,022. Last week, we're at Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval for round 5, and it was a clean sweep taken by Sam Catacasinos with the pole position, fastest lap bonus points, and the race victory going to him for round 5. So well done on another clean sweep. We'll jump over and check out the track map. So there is 11 corners at Long Beach. It is just loading it up now. So currently wind of speed of 13 kilometers per hour. Track length is 3.14 kilometers. And then there's a whole lot of humidity as well. So currently at 80% humid. So it's going to be affecting the cars out there at the moment. Jump over and see how they're faring in the practice. If you're joining us for the stream, jump in the chat. Don't be shy. Let us know who you're here to support. There's 3.5 minutes to go of the practice, then they'll be jumping over to get those qualifying times done. Refresh some data, and thanks for the follow, Lightning McQueen. Should get rid of any missing names. There we go, we've got all the drivers up on the tower now. There's 17 drivers registered at the moment. No debut drivers. We do have Blake Urquhart returning after a bit of absence. It's good to see him back out on the track amongst everyone again. There's a turned around car. I think that might have been Mark Cochran. 17 drivers. It's going to be making it very interesting for the start of the race. So they're going to have to try and find that track position and try and train through, especially through turn 1 all the way through the fountain until they get to that back stretch. They can start to try and spread out a bit more. Quick's time getting in the practice of 1:26.498, which is going to Ricky Bunt. We should be expecting to see in the 25s through qualifying. Oh, just hits that wall. And dead center. Swipe like that with the 2 wheels against the concrete, not going to do a whole lot of damage. We'll probably get a contact 0 if they're gentle enough with it. If you do that too many times, you're going to be most likely taking some damage. Seconds left to practice. About 7 drivers that have got a time on the board for the practice. It's struggling setting a valid time in the practice. Right, very conservative. First time lap 157. A few drivers currently parked up. Coley's turned around in the fountain. Philip Furlow also making an appearance as well after being away for a bit. Good to see him back out on track. Now the driver's ready to focus on that qualifying lap. So, struggling to get a timed lap in within 10 minutes of practice. You do lose a bit while we wait for the session to actually fire up and get going. So most drivers probably only getting about 7 minutes worth of practice. It's quite a long pit area as well, with the cars not having pit limiters on them. They're going to have to be very cautious Long Beach for those pit speed limits. Now Lucas Burt joining us as well. Haven't seen Lucas for quite a while, so it's good to see him back out on the track with everyone as well. It's a fair bit of curb. He's close to leading the charge. It's Russell Gander just ahead. So we go on for the first time lap Gander. See a fair few skids there. The exit of turn 1. Careful not to take too much of the inside curb. It's going to understeer these open wheels. Oh, he's put him into a slide. He's got some damage. So we'll swap over and finish the lap up on Verket, who also takes wall contact. It's invalidated, but it can still continue on. There's no damage. In the rear, wanting to go out around that very fast left-hander. Cars will be thrown around a fair bit through some of these faster corners. Oh, and into the rear. I think that was Buckland. It's really a few corners away from where Urquhart went off. So over to Sam Tucker now to finish off the remainder of those last few corners. In turn 8. Making sure all that speed's shaved off. Especially if you're going to jam it down a gear and watch that movement, the car's going to go into a slide. You can throw the car around pretty good in these corners. Very tight, scrapes the wall. Turn 11, the most difficult corner out all of Long Beach. At least the turning circle on these cars isn't too bad. Our pole position driver so far for 1:27.090 is Matthew Shanahan. It's only 5.5 minutes left to qualify. 9 drivers setting a time. Times we're seeing there's a lot of drivers in the 1:26s. We're just seeing that come through now. Mick Clifton first to break into the 26. Some nice track conditions. It's 19 degrees track temp. And the wind not going to be causing too much of a problem. I may feel a little bit along that hit straight. Pole position movement of Sam coming for 26.484. Stumbles in with an improved time as well, 26.5. Telemetry showing a fair few contacts out there for the drivers. 10 drivers showing having made contact already just in that first half of the qualifying. Gowns currently P7. He's just into the 26s of 0.9. Someone's just gone for a slide and a solid hit. You can hear some noise in the background. Gets unsteady, saves the car. Might hurt the lap time. That just doesn't mean they have to bring the car back to the pits and start again. So we've only 2.5 minutes on the clock. May be lucky to be able to get in. One timed lap. You're not going to have those tyres up the temp. Drivers not yet getting a time on the board. Waiting for Gander, Bunt, Simmons and Burt. Burt's not in the car at the moment. Not sure if he's visited the session or if he's just parked up the car for the qualifying. The pole has just moved again. Over to Gowans. 26.2. So it's 3 tenths quicker than Catacasino's time. Oh, that's going to hurt. It's a fairly solid hit. There's Kaus through the first corner. That's going to be qualifying done for these guys. Oh, and Bunt comes across. As well to avoid just in time. Sam Tucker, I think, may have had some damage still from before. More pole movement again Fourth time lap for Clifton, setting a 26.1, takes pole. Beating Gowans by a 10th. A lot of late movement. And Lightning Queen here to cheer on Ricky Bunt. Sun the park up with only 20 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be time to get these last lap done. On pole moving again into the 25s. It's 25.976 for Sam Catacasinos. This would be last lap for Rushworth. So an improved time. May have been invalidated time. So no movement there. Clifton's parked up. Buckland to finish. Final lap of qualifying. Here's some crashes going on. Having some fun after crossing the line by the looks of it. So we'll jump over and check out the qualifying results now. And for round 6, pole position goes to Sam Catacasinos for going to the pointy end of the grid for Long Beach Grand Prix. And then the rest of the grid we'll then see is Mick Clifton, Douglas Gowans, Matthew Shanahan, Michael Stumbles, John Fillingham, Sam Tucker, Andrew Rushworth, Blake Urquhart, Mark Cochran, Philip Buckland, Philip Furlow, Stephanie Piccoli, Matt Knight, David Simmons. Then we've got 16 through to 18, which is Russell Gander, Ricky Bunt, and Lucas Burt. And being the only drivers not getting a time on the board for qualifying, so finding it that short time. And then 17 or 18 cars, making it rather difficult to try and get that qualifying time in. Fillingham trying to utilise as much of the session time. So all the drivers brought the car back into the pits. So it should load us over into the race in a moment. So Burt gridding up. So he was still in the session, just had the car parked for the qualifying. Got a minute and a half to ready themselves and grid the car. Bit of shade there of the track at the moment. It's partly cloudy. The track temp's increased a couple of degrees. Waiting on Catacasinos, Shanahan and Gowans to grid. 30 seconds to do so. Ricky Bunt for the win. He was within range for a podium last week and dropped down to P4 on the final lap. So he could be in for a good shot. safety car. Yes, definitely potential for safety car. It's concrete jungle. Casinos gets a great start. He's on the inside line. He's not going to be carrying too much speed to try and have to shave off here. He's got more than enough track position to be able to shove it in the middle. Oh, there's some contact. Coley and Buckland turning the car around. Simmons looks to be stuck in that as well. So slip from more of the tail end. Otherwise, disaster there. Further up through the field. Would have been a definite call for safety car. A touch. Shanahan making rear contact to Fillingham. Someone's going for a move. Oh, no, overshoots, carried too much speed. Much better choice to go for rather than the concrete wall right in front. And it looks from Steph saying taking the teammate out. Let's see Steph doing the redress for Buckland. Gowns gets the move over Clifton. Looks like a toe for Coley. Furlough's been in and... Is he coming in? Or he's on his way out now, so he's coming in and use the fast bit. 32.3 seconds stop, so it looks like he's changed tyres in that stop as well. Just had the toe. Knight currently pitting. Tail end of Sam Cutter Casino. Douglas Gowns on the chase here. He's made big ground over Clifton already. Clifton's even dropped back to P4. Stoll's moving up into P3. Rushworth. This is going around Sam Tucker. Shot around on pit straight. first and back in P3. Gowns has dropped back. Looks like a disconnect, possibly for Gowns. He's not in the car and not getting a tow, so maybe a full disconnect. It's going to be unfortunate if that's the case. Oh, Rushworth, bit of oversteer. Gap forming for Catacasinos now that Gowns isn't on track. Having 2.8 second gap. That slipstream is going to be taken away from P2 and P3. Position one there. Potentially here in for a battle. So they want to have a shot at getting around Catacasinos. There's going to have to be a bit of teamwork going on here. They can hang tight with each other. Starting to push a bit. Oh, straight into that wall. Joining back in, showing up as a tow, so wherever there was towing is out. Watching the replay or not, should get that number beforehand. They've had this rejoin the session. It's unlucky, so that's now seeing Gowns in P17. Again, has got the clock counting as well. Stationary in the box currently for 216 seconds and counting. The timer for the pit there in the tower. Still hanging onto the tail, stumbles. Shannon closing in pretty quickly as well. Tucker and Urquhart on the attack. Shoot past Rushworth. They're side by side. I think they're approaching to the fountain as well. 2x2 through turn one. Scraping going on. Sam Tucker and Urquhart both making contact. They have just been touching with walls, so they're pushing the absolute limits of the track. Looks like Shanahan's just sitting comfortable and not pushing too hard. He's not going to be losing time. Conserve a bit of fuel. No risk of cooking those tyres. Just pick his opportunity to get 2 cars ahead. The cars back out on track. That's all 18. Out and running. Bird in for long stoppers as well. Coley with an early tow. Oh, there's a spun car. I think that's Rushworth. Is he fighting with any steering issues? May have just been a clean spin. Cochrane catch up. Oh, Vicali, that was lap traffic. That was side by side. Surprised a spin at that point. Run the risk of taking off a wheel. It's Furlow just ahead of Sam Catacasinos. It's currently P12. He's about to go a lap down. It's only on lap 9. Cochrane in pitting at the moment. 15.2 in the box for Cochrane. So an early stop being made. So still within pit window for the second stop to finish up. Stop here will be pretty strategically placed. Still some swapping around going on for P2P3. Clifton getting into P2 over lap 9. Stumbles, field off into the pits. Bit of spacing out on the track, so there's going to be cars just about at all sections of the track. Spin there, bit of a rollback. That's Furlow. Potentially been risky with the rollback right onto that racing line. Holding steady in P4. It's a lapped car between himself and Urquhart. I think that's Gowans. Some recovery work to do. Running up in P2. There's a tow or a disconnect, forcing him to have to go back and start from rear of field. Again, Furlow, peel off into the pits. Maybe Urquhart just up ahead as well. Casinos led for 10 laps. Currently completing lap 11. He's previous lap, 26.7. Down some pretty good pace. Good solid gap for Clifton. Bump moves up into P3. Another car peeling off into the pits. Looks like Bert's just at the toe. Latifi drivers getting into the pits. There should only be about another lap worth of fuel. Buckland and Shanahan in a very close range here to test P5. Ashworth in the box now. Turn 1 pass for Shanahan. Scraping the wall. Clifton pitting. Casino's also pitting. It's Clifton pulling up right behind Casino's. Fun also in for fuel. Casino's underway. Clifton also. Clifton about half a second longer in the box. There's a 4.8 second gap between the two before pitting. Bit of a bigger gap now after that pit stop. There's 8 seconds between Casino's and Clifton. Shanahan also having been in and pit. He's up into P2. He's made up some time. 17.2 in the pit box. So I'm sure that was able to undercut Clifton. Back up into P4. Looks like everyone's been in. Grab their fuel. Stops underway. scrape. It's a haircut. Scraping the wall. Through turn 8. Turn 7, sorry. Billingham strikes the wall at corner exit. Hairpin catching him off guard. Expert P18. Surprised that's an off track. It could be a cut. Looked like it was a fairly tight cut there for Colling. Sam Tucker's got issues down pit straight. The damage with the car. I think there's damage to that wheel. Surprised there was a wall strike. Around the hairpin. Probably just strip that rear wheel. Dakota Casino still leads the way. Didn't even lead the streak of leading to pit. Gap between Cochrane and Rushworth. Bunton stumbles, still holding their close gap. Cover going over that pit straight's become rather shaded. Track temp's going up. It's about 78% humidity. Shanahan doing well in P2. Always had some good pace. He's ended up with some bad luck in incidents. He's having an absolute cracker tonight. Let the car parked for quite a while. Looks like Tucker's just been released from the tow. That night, a very long stop. Showing 1,293.7 in the box. minutes left on the clock now. It's all within range for a pit stop to be able to bring the car to the finish line. So we see some strategic plays, get that pit stop out of the way early. They're going to try and hold on. In case there's any risk of taking some minor damage, they can use that fast repair later on in the race. Shanahan managing to close in a bit. Very similar previous lap times. They will be similar again. There's only a couple of attempts difference between Shanahan and Catacasinos. Previous lap Shanahan did actually have more pace than Catacasino. Moves up a spot. Urquhart's in the pits. Cochrane also pitting. Stumble still in the chase for Bunn. Stumble's moving in quick. Be enough time to be able to get in position for a move through turn one. Bit too much curb for Bunt. He unsettled the car. He's going to drop a bit of pace. He's got enough track position to be able to keep him off. It's looking for these next few corners. Let's make the car grow wider. Oh, wall scrape for Stumbles. Blunt covers the inside line. Line costing a position. Set up the chain nicely for Stumbles. Get through those last few corners. Nicely done there for Stumbles. Train of traffic along that back straight. after each other in the standings. Simmons actually a lap down. It's going to be blue flag out. It's got 3 seconds to Buckland behind. There's a fair 16-second gap between Urquhart and Cochrane. Shanahan drops out of P2. Came in for that second stop. So re-entered P7. Move up a spot as Rushworth just is going in the pits. Shanahan's further up through the field out of all the drivers, and they're the only one out of them that's had this second stop. Urquhart has got a fair bit of a gap in between. Shanahan's only about 5-6 second gap to Catacasinos, and he's coming into the pit now. So there's only going to be 3 or 4 laps left in it. Clifton stays out on track, moves up into the lead. Stumbles has got the pit out of the way. Bunt stays out. Zeno's back underway. Zeno's has about 7 seconds over Shanahan after the pit. 32 seconds away from the lead being Mick Clifton. We'll need to see P1, P2 come into the pits. So easily make up the 32 seconds needed. Coley off the track, then it's a tow. One's tyres came very close. Small peeling off into the pits. 2.5 seconds between Fillingham and Urquhart. Lap 24. Clifton now having led for 2 laps. Sure be when will he need coming for fuel. That question is now, I'm not sure what's going on there. He gets shunt with Buckland on the entrance. I think he realised that Buckland was there when he turned through. It's like Bunt getting ready to come in as well. all the drivers, all but 5 registered as contact occurring. Oh, that was a big bang. And the car just shot straight through into turn 1. They've been on a spurt. It's the only driver that's currently towing. Furley's still pumped up, looks of it. Stumble gets a position, still over Bunt. Bunt's come in for that last pit stop. Shanahan now again in P2. It's a similar gap to where he first peeled off to grab that second stop. To go. It's going to be 2 laps left. 50. Now we're only just at the fountain of Catacasino's. White flag will be out as he crosses the line this lap. Out of the way for Shanahan. Tucker sitting in tightly behind Rushworth. He's actually 2 positions away from Rushworth, so he's actually lap traffic. He's carrying that pace. Very close to that wall. Perfect line for the 2 of them. Trying to recover some ground. Picking up some good pace on Cochrane now. It's going to be a last lap battle for the 2. How much pace is closed in. It's the final lap. Turns to go for Catacasino's. Checkered flag is out. There's a race win going to Sam Catacasino's. Round 6. At the Long Beach Street Circuit. Congratulations, Sam. Matthew Shanahan on the podium, P2. And Fillingham gets podium spot for P3. So it'll be Clifton in P4. Urquhart takes P5. Stumbles 6. On approach, Colley's spin before the control line. Bunt P7 followed by Rushworth, P8. So he did get Cochrane on that final lap. Cochrane P9. Buckland finished in P10. Tucker P11. So just the spacing going on between positions. Gowan still racing here. P12 for Gowans. We'll take a look at the results now. There we have round 6 of the Pagnian Imports Formula 4 Trophy. 27 laps at Long Beach Grand Prix Street Circuit. And Sam Catacasinos is our race winner. And good potential for a clean sweep here. I don't think he's got the fastest lap. No, I think it's being beat by about a tenth. There's a fair few drivers that were very close in those times, so nearly a clean sweep again for Catacasinos, but the pole position and the race win definitely going to him, so well done. Also on the podium, P2, Matthew Shanahan and John Fillingham in P3, and the rest of the standings there, Mick Clifton, Blake Urquhart, Michael Stumbles, Ricky Bunt, Andrew Rushworth, Mark Cochrane, Philip Buckland, Sam Tucker, Douglas Gowans, David Simmons, Matt Knight, Russell Gander. Then 16 through to 18, we've got Stephanie Piccoli, Philip Furlow, and Lucas Burt. Let's see if our drivers are ready to go for a chat. Fillingham here ready to go. And congratulations, John.
Hey mate, what a surprise that was.
Quickly grabbed the podium on the last lap.
Yeah, he once again gifted to me again.
Yeah, put the pressure on in that last lap and sneak your way through.
No, that's it. That was very unexpected.
That's good to double it up that way again though.
Oh, jeez.
It looks like some shenanigans going on track there. Just I can hear crunching going on. Yeah, how was the track conditions?
Very slippery. All my practice felt a lot more grippier than that, so I'm not sure if it was warmer or less rubber down, but yeah, it felt very slippery out there, and that caught me out on that first lap, or second lap T1. The car just didn't want to pull up, and I just had to straight line it.
So it looked like there's a few degrees track temp just straight away from qualifying into the race, and that high humidity still hung around, so it was probably going to be cooking the tyres a little bit.
Yep.
I don't think you had too much dramas for contact around the track. So there's a fair few that were struggling with the qualifying to get a time in as well. Just with those track limits, because it's something it takes that minor contact 0.
Yep.
And then throw that time in the bin.
Yeah, you push in every little wall tap. That's it.
I don't think the other guys are jumping across the chat with you.
I'm not sure what they're doing. That's right. I'll take all the glory.
That's it. You get the podium to yourself at the moment.
No, it's awesome. No, I dropped back to P10 and said, oh shit, I've got a lot of work to do here. So I tried to, head down and get as far up as I could, and I saw that 10-second gap, and I thought I'm never going to make that up. But then, one by one, they were sort of making their mistakes, and then I was just able to make my way past.
Just pick your way through.
That's it.
Done nicely. So, gained a position in the end from your qualifying spot, and then you're 11 seconds away from Shanahan, but just getting the jump over Clifton on that last lap was a nice lucky move for you. The podium again.
I thought he ran out of fuel, and then because there's a lot of chatter going on at the time, I thought he ran out of fuel, and then it turned out he misjudged it and thought that was the end of the race.
Oh, so he slowed down.
Yeah, he slowed down thinking it was the end, and then realised we were still racing, and then he
had to get
got back into it. Yep.
Yeah, be fuming about that one then. We got Sam now. Congratulations, Sam.
Hello, hi, thank you.
It was a nice run out there. I don't think you got the clean sweep. I think that
Not a
was
clean sweep this time. This time there's too many walls that are too close to the track for me to try and push it to get a really fast time. And when I think about lap 9 or so, the gap was there, and I'm like, okay, we'll just try and maintain the gap and stay within the boundaries of the track. Because I reckon if I do a couple of 25s, high 25s, I'm gonna screw one up and touch a wall when I don't want it to,
yeah,
which is
definitely
never.
not worth going for that extra bit of risk.
No, I wanted to keep a win, not a damaged car, which, as you might have seen with my early second stop, it's exactly what I acquired right at the end of the lap. So I'm glad it happened then. I just remember the back straight heading towards the start finish, and there's 4 cars in front of me, 4 wide, or 5 cars. I don't know. There was too many cars. Couldn't see the track.
Wow.
And by the time I got to the hairpin, one spun out, and I avoided them. And I think 2 of them were being cautious of who's coming, but they ended up last minute having a fight. And we ended up 3 wide coming out of the last turn, and I got my car hit. And I'm like, well, I can already feel that it's crap. I'm gonna get early. So yeah, bit interesting there. Jumped in early for my last pit stop for fuel, and headed back out. I was just hoping that I don't collect many more back markers. So I gotta say, a lot of the back markers were really cool. They saw me coming and pulled aside. So I really appreciate that, and I thank you for the situational awareness you guys and girls have. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, they did do very well. And he's counted lap traffic fairly early. So you're already lapping P12, I think, within the first 9 laps. So it was
I know.
very early on in the race just to have
Well,
the
I
cars
was
scattered throughout
surprised.
the entirety of the track.
I was expecting back markers, but not. Yeah, you're right. Not that early.
Yeah, it makes
So
it
I
a
got
bit
to
more.
go back and see the broadcast, the replay, and see what you picked up during the race. But yeah.
Did you find good spots for snaking back through once the traffic was out there for you guys? Or was it getting... So it looked like it was spaced enough where you could get
the
some
front
good
straight was a
slipstreams.
good opportunity, but it never. I don't think it ever transpired that I needed to use it there. I did have to avoid some turn 1 crashes and spins there. Spidey senses were in full effect. The fountain was useless. Not when this. Yeah. So after the fountain, there's 2 rights and a short stretch. Down the short stretch there was opportunity to make some passes with back markers, and they were fully aware and stayed over and didn't cut the apex, and I was able to come through, not lose a lot of time at all, and keep going. I was very keen. One eye kept dropping down to the relative to see how much more time I lost with second spot, having to deal with back markers. It didn't end up being too bad. And then I did a silly
mistake. On about a 6-second gap for a good portion of the race.
I did a boo-boo, I think. Can't remember which lap it was. Maybe, I think by the looks of it, lap 16. I think I screwed up. Yeah, the 2 left-handers before the final turn. I oversteered the car, spun up the rears, and I just couldn't catch it, and I ended up sideways. Yeah, not a full 180, but 90 degree. I lost 2 seconds that lap. But yeah, thankfully I had a big lead by then, and get the car straight and keep going. I didn't want to do that again.
Yeah, definitely. I got Matt in here now too, so congrats, Matt.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
A nice round.
Yeah, finally finished one without a major incident.
Yes, I was noticing.
That's
So you
always
had
good.
had all the good times, but you just kept getting caught up in bad luck incidents and
Yeah.
having to fight your way back through from the rear again and make your way up. So as you gain 3 spots and take podium. So well done.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It was a tough race.
Yeah, you had
I,
some good battles for a while as well.
yeah, it was really fun. I ran into John, I think lap 2 or 3, ran into the back of him and almost, I think I did a little bit of damage, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, saw that coming down into the hairpin. Gave a bit of a shunt.
Yeah, big Constantina there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect to slow down as much as we did.
Yeah, it slowed right down at the end, lucky it. No damage that cost you a spot out of it, so well done.
Yeah, thank you.
And then it'll be a little bit more different again for you all next week with Road Atlanta, so there's a fair few crests and sweeping corners. That's going to catch a lot off guard, especially that last turn, that the higher speed one, but at least there's not too many walls to have to deal with as tonight. There was a
Yeah.
fair bit of contact. I think there was only about 4 drivers in the end that didn't make any contact throughout the race, so
Yeah, I got lucky at least once not to do a lot of damage. I hit the wall once pretty hard.
yeah, you could just...
Oh my god!
What's that, Sam?
Yeah. 0 incidents for me. It's just pretty
Oh,
cool.
there you go.
I can't believe that what didn't count as an incident when I
Must
had
have been a loss of control
a
when you hit the
touch.
slide.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the
Oh,
reason for why I pitted early. For sure, I thought that was car contact, and at least some Linux for it. But that's fine.
That's pretty lucky.
If you're still in a session, did you read what the latest mandate is in the iRacing chat?
No.
When you have a moment, have a look.
Read the chat? I will.
Yeah. So I'm congratulations guys on getting on the podium. I don't really like this track.
It's good fun, this.
It's a lot of fun, and it's
challenging track
hated
in
by a
terms
lot of
I
drivers.
know I keep leaving tents here and there and everywhere, and yeah, like trying to get into the 25s is really hard. So
Yeah.
even low 26s is nice. A 25 every now and then, that would have been icing on the cake for me, but that never happened. Doug, though, last lap,
Yeah, 25.8. That's flying.
he flew.
Very quick.
I think he was letting off his steam from being disconnected earlier.
Yeah, I was
Doug
wondering if
was,
it was a disconnect for him, because he just suddenly disappeared and had to start from the pits again.
Doug did so well, and it looked like maybe if we played our cards right, we could have ended up with a Velocity SimLab 1-2 finish, and then poof. Doug, where are you? Doug? And he got thrown out. Damn it.
Yeah, was it packet loss, was it?
Yeah,
His
it looked
game
like a full-on
froze.
disconnect,
His
yeah.
simulator froze.
That's been
And
very common lately, eh?
And he got kicked out. And the computer was still running,
Yeah, that happened to me last week.
but the game just froze and spat him out to the desktop.
Yeah, it's becoming very prevalent, that issue, so that's maybe something iRacing has to work on.
Hopefully it's something that gets fixed in the next season patch. So it even stung me
I
the
fixed
other
it.
week while it was transferring across from practice to qualifying. It just froze on me, so...
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, it happened. That exact same thing happened to me, and the week prior, my game was micro stuttering at the start of a session, and then the micro stuttering became very longer stutters, enough to freeze my force feedback. And I thought, well, I hope that doesn't happen again. And then a couple of days later, I got what Doug got, and that night I formatted my hard drive and installed a fresh copy of Windows.
Oh, wow.
And within 24 hours, I was ready to race again. I have got it down to a fine art now. I've got my backups, I've got my configurations backed up, and yeah, I don't care. Do it again. I'll be ready in 24 hours.
I'd rather not. It's too stressful trying to get it all sorted, but hopefully it's
It
just
is,
a minor
but
patch issue and not a big technical stuff.
I enjoy iRacing, and I have like three to four races a week, so I don't really want to miss any of them. I love them all, and being an IT guy and know how to do backups and tips and tricks to store stuff somewhere else, and then if I need it, I can pull it all back together and get up and running again. Yeah, I'm okay now. But when I first started getting computer reinstalls, it just took a very long time. But yeah, I'm happy. 24 hours I was up and running, and she hasn't done any of those issues lately. I'm very happy with that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what configuration or setting or whatever made it burp and kick me out, but yeah. Hope it
That's
doesn't come
good.
back for a long while.
Fingers crossed it doesn't happen again.
No. Yeah.
Congrats, guys, on an awesome race tonight. You did
Thanks, mate.
incredibly well. And any shout
Yeah,
outs you
thanks,
want to
mate.
give before you disappear?
No, that was fun. Can't wait for next week again.
No worries.
For me, I'd like to thank Apex Esports League for putting up this series, and for the broadcast, and for the fellow drivers that make it a race. I enjoy this car, and with this series, I get to have fun with it,
That's good to hear.
sharpen, and yeah, play good as best as I can. I've been having a good run.
Yeah, doing well. Nearly at the finish of it, so hopefully we can keep that good strong momentum going.
Oh, and also I'd like to thank Velocity Sim Lab for taking me under their wing at the start of the year. I think a very recent addition. I was in another team for a very long time, and yeah, now I'm with a team more locally based and much more involvement. So
Yeah, nice.
I'm happy with that.
Awesome to hear. Well, good luck with practicing for round 7 next week, and then
Yeah.
hopefully have a strong round at Road Atlanta for you.
Cheers, mate.
Are we doing
Yep,
short
thanks,
or
mate.
full Road Atlanta?
It is short, I believe.
We are doing the short
Yes.
What I think, yeah.
one. Oh, we're gonna enjoy kicking that whip on the
Oh,
on the back
yes.
there.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see. It's going to be some good racing around the short course of it.
Wow. All right, cool. Thanks for that.
Alright, guys. Catch you later.
Have
Thanks,
a good
mate.
one.
Congrats.
Thank you.
There we have our podium finishes with Sam Catacazino's our race winner for round 6 at Long Beach, and P2 was Matthew Shanahan, and P3 John Fillingham. And then we'll be back again same time next week, 7:35 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. We will be live with round 7 of the Pagnian Imports Formula Ford Trophy, and that sees us at Road Atlanta Shorts. You don't want to miss that one. So if you haven't hit the follow button yet, do so now so you'll be notified when we go live. And you can always check out all our past broadcasts over on our YouTube channel, and that's just youtube.com/Apex Esports League. So you can check out all past series championships there. Ample amount of racing to see. And once again, thanks for joining us tonight, and I hope to see you trackside next week.